guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the episode 7 of the Rugged Cross, and in this episode I'm gonna share with you guys about the prayer that Jesus prayed before his crucifixion. So let's move on to the video. When we read John chapter 17, we can see how Jesus prayed to the Father in heaven. He literally prayed for three main things. Let me show you guys those petitions that we can divide this chapter into three passages. So first, from verse 1 to verse 5, Jesus prayed for himself. From verse 9 to verse 19, Jesus prayed for his disciples. From verse 20 to 24, Jesus prayed for all believers and again for his disciples in the rest of the chapter. So let me give you the detailed view of these prayers. The Bible is filled with great prayers. This prayer is the greatest record in the Bible. John chapter 17 shows the nature and heart of Jesus. Jesus lifted up his eyes to heaven and prayed. This indicates that Jesus prayed a prayer of faith and confidence. In the verse 1, he prayed like, "The hour has come, glorify your Son." So it is the cross that will glorify the Son. The cross was an instrument of glorification in God's eyes. To men, the cross appeared an instrument of shame. To Christ, it was the means of true glory. Very often, we are constantly asking God to glorify us by giving us the largest congregation or a great revival in our mission. But Jesus asked God Father to glorify him in the cross, and he also glorified the Father. The cross glorified Jesus the Son and also glorified God the Father by displaying his great sacrifice in giving the Son to the world. In verses 2 and 3, the authority over all flesh were given to Jesus so that the Son gives them eternal life through his work on the cross. In verse 4, Jesus did not wait until his work on the cross to glorify God the Father. His entire life glorified God on the earth. God the Father and God the Son shared their glory as Jesus prayed. And next is his prayer concerning the disciples. From verse 6 to 8, Jesus speaks of his mission among the disciples. There are 6 things that Jesus prayed for his disciples who would carry his message of love and redemption to the world. First, he prayed for disciples to be kept from evil in verse 11 and 15. Then he prayed for joy of Christ to be filled in the hearts of all disciples in verse 13. He prayed for sanctification of disciples to the full work of God in verse 17 to 19. He prayed for the world recognition of God's love to disciples in verse 24. He prayed for reunion with Christ in verse 24. And he prayed for them to see his glory in verse 24. Then he prayed for all believers, which is given in the verses from 21 to 23. He prayed for the unity of all the believers as God and Christ are one. Jesus prayed that his disciples would not only be filled with the love of God, the Father, but also they would know the presence of Jesus himself. This prayer Jesus prayed unto his God and the Father, which is the only long continuous prayer of Jesus recorded in the Gospels. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Meet you in next episode. God bless you.